right, my friends, my foes, my enemies, my dearest and darlingest, wonderful Multithon audience. I have word that we are ready for our Metroid Dread run, and I don't want to keep you waiting another second. So, Fortify, are you ready to show us the meaning of Dread?
I am. I am, in fact, ready to be dreadful, I guess. I don't know. That was the first thing that came to mind.
Wonderful. No, you're so right. There was also a Metroid Bread pun in chat earlier, so I did want to mention that.
No clue how that even came out to be, honestly. Where'd that even come from?
You know what? The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
Samus is a baker. That's all we know. We like to call our PBs peanut butter just because of that. I think. All right. So, who is Fort? Why am I here?
All right.
Why are we here? Who's Fort?
What is the meaning of life? Hello, Multithon, once again. My name is Fortify. You might remember me from last night when I did my Donkey Kong Country 2 speedrun. I'm back doing a Metroid Dread 100%, no major glitches speedrun. This is a very, very fun game, a very fast, movement-based game. I am joined by a very prominent member of the Metroid Dread community. Sat, feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi. I've been playing for like 1.5, 2 years now, I think. I've known this guy pretty much the entire time. We've just been like developing together as players. He primarily plays this category, so we're gonna see some pretty good dreading, I'm pretty sure. And I did bet Fort on a couple of tricks coming. So if he succeeds, I'm gonna go, toss some money towards the cause. If anyone else wants to join on this, anyone who knows Dread and wants to join in on this, there's an incentive on him for Hell Pseudo. And I think that, what was the other one?
PS.
I said something, right? Yeah, Professor Stupid. Yeah, that
PS.
one. For those who don't know about these tricks, we will be mentioning them as they come up. They're not easy, but I mean, yeah, and then we're gonna try our best to make sure that everyone knows what the movement-based sections, the tricks are coming up, what they are going to be. Some of them are going to take a little too long to explain, so we're going to try to shorten them. And otherwise, I think I have nothing else to say, so we can just
yeah,
get it going.
I'm good to go. Time starts as soon as you press continue on the file, so I'm good to go whenever ready.
Yep, you can go ahead and count down, so...
All right, good to me, good to me. Sat, you ready?
Lead us away, Maestro.
All right, with that being said then, in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
Good luck.
That's true. It is a good luck moment for you, sir. There's a lot to be said about the start of this game. In terms of movement pickups, like there's a lot of upgrades in Dread to help your movement, to help your combat, overall convenience. We don't see much of it at all for a pretty long time. Fun fact for those who don't know much about Dread, but do know about Metroid games, we don't get the Morph Ball first item for once. How is that possible? It's going to take us a bit of time to get there. We're going to go through the first area of the game here, Artaria. We're going to come back here a lot as we, do cleanup, cut through this area to get to other areas quicker, get some upgrades. Artaria is pretty much like the central hub of this game for a pretty long time, I would say, before it passes that off to Dyron coming up in around maybe 20 minutes or so. I would say. No, that's too long. Like 14, 15 minutes or so.
Not to cut you off, but I do want to make sure that this incentive was not met.
Oh, true.
It was not met, but thank you so much, everybody, for raising $145 towards Blue Path Service Dogs. That is still absolutely incredible, and we are super grateful for every bit of it.
All right, thank you very much, because, yeah, I would have needed to make that change right now.
Okay. Yep, so here we're going to see Fort shooting through a wall, which normally you don't expect to ever do until Wave Beam, but using certain collision tricks by sliding and jumping into walls and ceilings, just like that one. That one's a lot harder, by the way. Good on Fort, 5 shots. You get to send your shot through walls and ceilings, and we call it Pseudo Wave, and we'll shorten it to Pseudo as the run goes on. There's a lot of different setups for it. And now I'm going to give a slight moment of silence for Corpius. The name of the game here is just shoot as many missiles into his head as possible. And we'll see right here why it's so hard. So let's see how Fort does. Ooh, caught fire for a bit. Yeah, so phase 2 of this fight, it is possible to be ending the phase right here. However, you need to hit 26 missiles, and you only have 30 at the start of the game. In any other difficulty not rookie, you'd have 15, which makes that phase 3 skip, the one he had just had to do, makes it impossible. But since we're on rookie, there was a chance. However, his head is invisible. I don't know who's supposed to do that consistently. Not really. So, I mean, still, he caught fire in the middle of that. Had a really good accuracy streak there. And yeah, just as you would think, it's not easy to hit that head because we basically just guess where it is, and we're just praying that gonna hit. All well and good. We're gonna see the first Adam station here. Adam, one of our guides for this game. Much like how he was in Fusion, for those who've played Fusion. Over the course of the game, Adam will tell you where to go, explain the dangers on what's coming, tell you about your general situation. We're just gonna ignore him for the most part, and then we're gonna skip him entirely for the rest of the run, coming in about 13 minutes or so. Well, 13 from the start anyway, so I guess about 10 minutes or so right now.
Yeah, about that.
And we'll get to that when we get to that. Got some movement here. We'll notice the Emmy is currently absent. This is because Samus generally meets the Emmy without going to Corpius first, but since Fort did the pseudo wave in order to get to Corpius, the first boss, sooner, he skipped the spawn of the white Emmy, and we're going to be seeing the guy much later. But for now, because we haven't spawned him in, he's not going to be bothering us in these Emmy zones as we go forward. And that's pretty good, since a lot of the spawns can be quite annoying. And here we're going to see water slope skip. It's a fairly precise manipulation. There you go. Second try is pretty good. Are you rusty? You said you needed to get your hands warm. What happened to that?
I got them warm, my guy. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh man. Yeah, so that water slope skip there, it skips having to go down and under into the toilet, as I like to call it, because it's just a pipe that leads into a bunch of water, so no one likes going down there. Once you learn about water skip, pretty much there's no chance of ever doing that. And here, just like before, we do another manipulation so we can get up to a high platform and skip having to do a bunch of water lowering stuff as well. So we skipped water twice. It's pretty nice. Now we're gonna get our first major combat upgrade. And Fort, you want to talk about the charge beam and its quirks? We know there's one major quirk. Yep.
Yeah, so the biggest thing with this charge beam, is that there's something that we can do in this game called instant charging. And with our instant charge missiles or charge shots, we can eliminate the need to fully charge the beam. We're able to basically shoot our charge beam shots rapidly without having to charge the shot. So that ends up saving a bunch of time over the course of the run. It also makes the run significantly easier combat-wise. We're able to just bypass a lot of enemies with and even some doors and switches by just firing an instant charge shot at it.
Yep. In order to proc an instant charge, you have to either start by being partially into a charge already, and then you have to, whether it's 0%, like 0.1% or 99%, doesn't matter, anywhere between at the start of charging, and then you have to interrupt the shot by releasing it during either a turnaround animation on the ground or a spin jump, which is pretty easy to do. So I'm sure Mercury's Theme, the devs for this game, I'm sure they figured it out that it was possible, and they just said, nah, let's just keep it in there. And bless them for that, because it makes a lot of optimal fights really smooth. And yeah, it's a little difficult to make sure you're not aiming at the right place. Well, to make sure you are aiming at the right place while jumping or turning around the floor. But some of these fights look so glorious, and we're gonna see one of them pretty far into the run in Cataris. For those who know, you know, and we'll see that much later, right? We still do. It's been a while since done Hundo. We do it, right? Okay, we do.
Yeah. We fight the worm. We fight the worm. Right. It's okay.
All right. Second instance of meeting Adam here. Spoiler warning: we will meet Adam 3 times before we say goodbye, Adam, for the entire run. Just to give some, preface on that, Adam skip, which is what we were talking about earlier, it saves like 3-4+ minutes, just because we don't have to sit there and talk to every Adam encounter. And it'll save us a lot of time. Here, Fort is going to actually go... Ooh, nice! Second try is great. So Fort is going to go and trigger the white Emmy scene that he skipped at the way beginning at the start of the game. If you don't do this, you can't progress. So he has to do a manipulation called Magus Skip to jump over that pillar, and he got a second try with the setup. So he was trying to be cheeky and get it without the setup the first time, but I mean, that one's hard. So we take it as it comes. Here we go with the white CU fight. This CU is basically just the mother brain of every single Emmy. Every Emmy, except the broken Emmy at the start of the game that we skipped earlier with the pseudo wave, has a CU like this. They're very easy to dispatch, and they'll be easier later as well, which you wouldn't really expect. And we're going to go and take down the white Emmy right now. Plant kill incoming, maybe. Let's see what Fort does here. Good movement going up. You're going to have to slide the... Oh, you're going to plant this? You're going to go for it? Okay.
I can plant this.
He's going to stare the Emmy down right here. No ego? Oh. So close. I don't think he wanted to greet it. It was a little close.
It was. I was able to at least slide under it, though.
Yes, sir. It does... So the way that the Emmy kills work here, you'll see that the Emmy currently is placed where the Emmy was shot and destroyed. So that's basically where Samus will warp to every time. So when you do the slide under kill... the Emmy is on the left side of the room here in this room, which means that your progression towards the next part of the game is faster, but sliding under the Emmy takes a little more time than staring the Emmy down in the right room. So it saves around half a second if you can stare the Emmy down and plant your feet and just do it. But as you could tell, it's a little scary. And
saves
all
a half
credits to
second,
Fort.
loses like 40-ish seconds.
Yeah, if you die. All credits to Fort. It is kind of hard when you have a sat yelling in your ear about plant kill. So I'm just saying. Let me know if you need any moments of silence, by the way, man.
For sure, for sure. I should be fine, but I appreciate it.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Can I just jump in with a quick update?
Yeah, sure. Of course.
So we currently are at $3,646, which means that we are less than $400 away from that hot dog reporter run unlock. That we really want to see this. I know at least one of our runners actually just got the world record in practice for this. So y'all, we gotta see this one happen, and we are super close. But this is the run to donate during to see that happen. We want to make that happen for you.
Fort getting a little unlucky. He was trying to do a manipulation here. Sorry to cut you off here, but Fort's doing a little manipulation here, trying to, and gets it after like 7 bonks. You never want to be in that position. Anyone who runs Dread and does the Artaria Cataris elevator deboost knows exactly how painful that can be.
I don't know how that happened, but okay.
You got the close to the slope spawn. If you want to, not spawn, movement. If you want to do that, you have to hang in the air for a little bit longer.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. It pops you up sooner. It pops you more up than horizontally. You almost had it though, but I'm guessing that you're not really familiar with that. That little spawn right there.
No, it's the first time I'm hearing of it. Nothing looked out of the ordinary. That's why I was confused.
Fair warning, not warning, but heads up for our host here. Mm-hmm. So anytime we're on an elevator, it's free pickings. Elevator, TP, they're very long.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll let you know every time when it's coming up, just so you know, in case there's anything to announce.
Absolutely. Well, we're now at 3,696, so we're even closer to Hot Dog Reporter. That's what, 304 away? So thank you.
Okay. Everyone say bye to Adam.
Bye.
Bye, Adam. See ya. Never want to see you again. That's what I'm saying. Adam skip is one of the most difficult tricks to pick up early as you're learning to run the game. It gets more consistent, but it never becomes totally free for basically everybody. And whenever we hit it because of that, it does 2 things. 1, we're glad it's over, and 2, we're glad we never have to talk to Adam ever again. Mentioned earlier, he takes like 3 to 4 minutes off of us in this category alone. In other shorter categories, since we would be meeting less Adams overall, it would save less time. But in this category, yep, longest amount of time an Adam skip will save us. So we really want to make sure we get that. Here, Fort is going to be ascending through Cataris now, and we're going to see the first of a few hell runs across this category. Dread isn't really known for its hell runs here, like Super Metroid or Zero Mission. However, they still exist, and in this one right here, we're going to see Fort going through this one hell run. I am convinced this hell run was dev intended. Absolutely convinced. Because I think they give you... Yeah, I mean, they give you this one energy tank, and you can get it through pretty comfortably. So we got our first green Emmy here. The spawn for the green Emmy can be very dangerous. Sometimes he's right in front of that door he just went through, but Fort clears through in record time. And now we're going to be heading towards Hell Pseudo. Get your wallets out if he hits this first try and you want to join us on the incentive train, Fort. Good luck, sir. Salutes to you. Remember, every time you miss, you owe me a soda.
No pressure at all, right?
It's for the dogs. It's for the dogs. It's fine.
It is for the dogs. You're going to see the Emmy. Hi, Emmy. Okay, bye, Emmy. All right. See what you got. Yep, that's good. 1, 2. Oh, got scammed there. What's that? Ooh, okay. Oh, yeah. I would. One more try.
One more time.
One more try. Yep.
Oh well.
Pain. No. Think of the dogs, Fort. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? Nah, I'm trolling. So the point of that trick was to send a pseudo shot, much like the one at the beginning of the game, through the ceiling in order to hit this button backwards. As you could tell, the way that he was doing it, it is pretty finicky. You have to be very precise with the way you slide into the ceiling, where you slide into the ceiling, when you release your shot, and the fact that there is a hot room and a robot trying to kill you.
Yeah,
Fun fact, if you get it
in my way a lot.
Yep. Fun fact, if you have 1 energy tank only, not 2 like Fort has, and you do it in 3 attempts, you will be left with 1 HP. So it is pretty deadly. So, I mean, unlucky. It does only save around 8 or 9 seconds, depending on how fast you set up. If you do a setup, it saves around 1 or 2 seconds less. And now we're coming up to Adam Skip. So let's see it here. I'm going to give Fort a moment. Second, that last jump wasn't buffered.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So you can tell it's not very easy at all. Let's see how Fort does it. Get that golf commentary in.
We got this. Yes.
Yep.
Sorry. Let me get low and quiet with you as well.
Gonna see the illustrious Fort sizing up the wall here. Gonna see if you can get this.
The crowd is on the edge of their seats.
And there you go. Fort clearing the giant pillar on his way up and out. Goodbye, Adam, for the entire rest of the round. Unless Fort somehow forgets and comes back to the 1 Adam room he skipped.
Yeah, the room that is conveniently never seen again.
I mean, maybe you want to go back for old time's sake. I don't know. So the way that Adam Skip works here, we're gonna see a second switch pseudo. Maybe nope, it's gone. Unlucky.
That was weird. Okay.
So the way Adam Skip works, if anyone here has history with Super Mario Bros, you guys know about the way that frame rules work. You know, bus station analogy and all that. We can use that here too. So Adam starts at the first save room of the game in a set linear path of save rooms that the devs intended for you to go through as you play the game normally. He will not ever exist on all of them at the same time. He will always be at one of them and will move on to the next one in the order if you go and talk to Adam in that room. We had to meet the linearity 3 times, and then we skipped an Adam using Adam Skip, and we'll never go back to that room again. Therefore, Adam will never bother us ever again.
Oh, what?
Oh, what? That doesn't happen. That didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Yeah, no, of course. That's no. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, true.
I didn't see anything. It's not on stream. It's not on VOD. Nothing's happening.
Let's go. What were we talking about again? Close. Alright. Gonna head our way out of Cataris here. Goodbye, unnamed volcano enemy. We file many lawsuits against that one enemy many times across the community's lifetime. He's very annoying. If you don't know the particular setup Fort used to get up and through those shot blocks the way he did to get to the magnet pull-down room, you probably have met a lot of struggles with that guy. I think we even have a lawyer. Shoutouts Golden Statesman, a lawyer who used to be a prominent figure in the Dread community, in our Twitch chats in particular, and he wrote a lawsuit for us against that guy for fun. Shoutouts wherever you are. Hope you're doing good, my man. And now we're going to be exiting Cataris. We have time for anything here as we leave and go into Dyron, as you can see, the middle of the map, the main hub, now that we're out of art.
Sure thing. I have a $25 donation from Trainer Anade that says, this donation is in honor of my past service dogs, Obsidian and Orion, and my current service dog, Perseus. They are my lifelines, and I'm always happy to see Multithon supporting others in need. Thank you so much for that, Anade. And having personally met Perseus, 1,000 out of 10 dog. Would dog again. Just best dog, best boy. And A10CJ sends in $25 saying, congrats to Fortify on the great Donkey Kong Country DKC's 2 speedrun last night, and the Dread run tonight, and congrats to Multithon for putting on a great show for a great cause. I hope you continue to do more events like this in the years to come. Yeah, we sure want to.
All right, heading into Dyron here. It's a bit of a descent. There are a couple enemies here. We're hoping Fort destroys all of them on the way down. We call them Sonics because they come out of the floor and blue hedgehog you to death. There goes one. Let's see if we can get the other one down. Ooh, just a little early on the charge shot, but it only loses a bit of time, and it loses a bit of ego here, honestly. As you get better and better at killing those, when you miss, it stings more than Samus takes damage. So, all right, we got a dark room here. Fun fact for any of you who have trouble seeing into these rooms as you play, for whatever reasons you might have. If you play the game with a little bit of extra brightness, it'll be a lot easier. And we do have an adjust brightness setting in the main menu, so you know that works. All good. And we're gonna move on here, going into the wide beam. I'm not gonna call it the other beam. Actually, I should. Shout out Spazer Beam. Shout out Super Metroid. We're gonna go see the wide beam here. Functions pretty much as it does in Fusion. Here we go. Our second major combat upgrade here. And this one does a lot of damage compared to the normal pea shooter. Contrary to what you might think, however, it does not triple the damage. In particular, from what I understand, if one of these shots hit, you're still doing a pretty sizable amount of damage, and the other two is a little bit less, but still enough to consider it a massive DPS increase. Whenever we're Ooh, that was close. We were trying to get hit on the left side of that guy there, so we can fly across the gap. Saves around 0.7 of a second, if I remember. And here with the wide beam, you'll see hitting these doors, the charge shots. The charge shots in particular, they look a lot more menacing now. Ooh, just a little late early on that.
Okay.
Yeah, that looked good though. I'm confused.
I don't know, man. I thought that was fine.
You just set up some bad juju in Dyron, man? Like, what's going on? Like, what? Oh, these wide beam blocks. That's another thing about the wide beam. So, something that's really appreciable about Dread is that Samus moves bespoke. I think a lot of her moving parts on her skeleton are individual. But what this means is that the arm cannon can be slightly distended when you're landing. It goes a little bit lower, and it makes it so that sometimes those push blocks don't push.
Thank you.
So yeah, you want to make sure you're standing really still when that happens. We have time for another here if we have one.
Yeah, absolutely. I did want to give everybody an update in general that we are at $3,751.61, oddly specific, towards our milestone incentive for that hot dog reporter run. So y'all are making this happen. We also have $130.61 towards that Phasmophobia bonus run. So y'all are making it happen, and I am so thankful for every bit.
Let's go. We're really coming together. Let's go. Yeah. I've never been on a lot of these, but every time I am, I can like feel the driving force we're all here for. You know what I mean?
This is the best. I love it here.
All right, heading into the green CU now. This one, we're gonna use missiles majority until we get some future upgrades. We're going to be using missiles for the shells here, and then we're going to be doing more missiles. Okay. You can use missiles or shots here, whichever one feels you're better. But
sad I'm a boomer.
Come on, you gotta beam that guy. Come on, man. All right, and we're gonna see one of the easier kills here. This one looks really scary, but it's not that scary.
Can't believe you're making me do this.
Nah. No. Oh, wait. You could save this. Oh. Okay. Well, that was scary. Fort was trying to go for... I bet him to do this, by the way, so yeah, that's why this happened. Fort was trying to go for a kill on the green enemy called Professor Stupid. It is called that because it's pretty stupid, and you have to precisely land on the platform and try to kill it up there on that top platform, and it saves like a second. That's it. It doesn't even save the time in the fight. It saves the time because you are closer to the exit, much like with the first light enemy kill, you are closer to the exit than you would be. Unfortunately, Fort's a bit of a boomer, so he didn't really hit it. You know, you said it, not me.
Yeah, he said. I said it. He just thought it.
I'm so sorry. Hands up for Fort for even trying to do PS. It's one of the most dangerous strats you can do if you don't like do it often. And definitely Fort doesn't do it often. Fort picking up the missile. He is now contractually obligated to reset his run and DNF. We call that the DNF missile for any category not named 100%. If you get that by accident, you lose the run.
No, yeah, I don't make the rules. I just follow them. Sorry.
All right, going into the red teleporter, the first teleporter I think that we're going to see. Dread has a lot of these teleporters, and we're going to use them to zip zoop across the map. And the TPs do count towards the same logic with the elevators and trams. So if we have anything else here as well, that'll be a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. I did want to just give everybody a quick update as we also have a poll open for a little bit later, the forewarned dog or bird companions. If you've heard about a little thing like, you know, save the frames, save the animals, that's essentially the same thing. I'm one of the runners for that, so I can tell you this personally. The birds make us run 10% faster, but the dogs are dogs. Would you rather be looking at dogs or birds? So, frames or dogs? We want to know. Do I have time for...
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Sorry. That was kind of fast, right? But I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. We also have $50 from Paranormal Peach, who donated towards the Phasmophobia bonus run incentive. So thank you so much for that.
All right. Another DNF tank picked up by Fort. That's 2. Kind of gotta touch this round. What's going on? You're not supposed to get that, you know? You're not?
Oh, you're not? Okay. My bad.
Well, yeah, you're not supposed to get that now. You're supposed to get it, okay.
Well, I already have 2 heart pieces, so I might as well collect 2 more, right?
For those who don't know, those E parts, they're basically like heart pieces from Legends of Zelda. So I think it's the first time we have this in Metroid, right? I don't
believe so,
remember.
Yeah. Other than Other M.
Oh.
Or some another M.
Shout out to Other M. That's what I'm going to say. Anyway, moving on to Series Escape or Varia Climb, whichever one you want to call it. This is the only type of time-sensitive movement we have. The world is literally exploding around us, but we don't care. We don't even care if we get burned. We're just gonna move on and collect the thing that makes us not burn. The Varia suit, way up here. Why is it up here? You know, like, huh? How did how did the guy know to put this here? I don't know. Anyway, we got the Varia suit, IMO, best suit design in the entirety of the Metroid series. Feel free to yap at me for that if you have other opinions, of course. You know, we're all valid here. But Varia suit's better. I'm just saying, I'm sorry. Except maybe Prime Gravity.
I was about to say...
Prime Gravity's pretty good.
Prime's... Metroid Prime for the Nintendo GameCube is just a really good game. Also,
what else is Prime on?
That's an emote. Metroid Prime for the Nintendo emote is an emote.
Oh, okay.
Like genuinely, just like Metroid Prime for the Nintendo GameCube. It's in my chat.
Gotcha.
This is really it genuinely. You type it out and all the way, it's literally just the cover art of Prime 1. It's fantastic.
That's an incredible emote. Thank you for telling us.
Yeah. Shout outs to Metroid Prime for the Nintendo GameCube.
All right, heading out into Cataris once again. Like we mentioned, we come back to a lot of these places a lot. We abuse these TPs, going in and out into other areas that we normally wouldn't be able to go to without some upgrades. Name of the game in these Metroidvanias. And we're going to be using the Varia suit so we can go fight an old friend or enemy, however you want to see it. I think it's pretty cool. We're gonna go see.
I would like to mention very quickly before we go over the Rocky Mountains here. If there's anyone in Twitch chat from my community, do we have any jammers in the chat? Please post grade jam.
We're gonna see Kraid coming up here, going through the Rocky Mountains as we call them, as Fort called them. We're gonna be back here a lot as well. There's an item under us right now that we're not getting because we're gonna get it later. And here we go with Kraid. There's 2 phases to this fight, much like in Super. We're gonna open by just shooting him in the mouth. When he's at the beginning cutscene here, doing, shouting at us, he takes half damage, and now we're gonna start doing full damage, shooting missiles into his mouth, just as normal. Now we're gonna do some charged wide beam shots. They're much easier to hit than missiles, and we're gonna see a single wall jump attempt from Fort here. Looks like we're gonna be good. Oh no, falls down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And this allows us to not have to wait for the staircase pattern from Kraid's attacks, and we get to counter the magnet early, and now the name of the game is to stay up here as long as possible. I just try to make sure that we can keep, reverse burping these missiles into his mouth. Gonna see where it goes. Ooh, jumps over the punch just like that. Pretty easy. We're gonna get a refill here. Get that free charge shot in. Now here we go. Kraid is a goner. Goodbye. Just as fast as you showed up. Never to be seen again.
Not even my worst Kraid fight.
That was a pretty good fight. I mean, the only thing was the single wall jumps, which, as mentioned before, they're not easy. The way that they work, unlike other single wall jumps in other Metroid games, is that you have to do a wall jump, change to stick neutral, and then morph, then unmorph, and then respin back to the wall as soon as you can, and repeat the process over and over. If you guys have played Dread before, you know how annoying those inputs can be. So it takes a lot of work and effort, and thankfully for us, Fort clears it pretty quickly.
I want to make a note really quick because I don't think that it's been touched on before, and it's definitely going to be coming up sooner rather than later. Dread Dread's fire rate compared to other Metroid games in this series is uncapped. Not sure if it was a conscious decision by the developers of the game or not, but because the fire rate is uncapped, the community does allow the use of a turbo. For me, I am not using turbo, so because of that, you'll be seeing coming up in about maybe 20-ish minutes or so.
Yeah, 20 or so.
Some boss fights that would be very ordinarily difficult. That I just end up mashing basically all the way through. A little bit of mashing, a little bit of some other tech here and there, but would like to just make it known as because that is has been a thing in the past with like, oh wow, look at how fast he's firing, all that kind of stuff. So I'd rather clear the air now instead of as it's happening.
We do, as the community, we allow turbo in usage just for accessibility purposes. And, it just means that we don't have to sit there and break our fingers to mash through some bosses. So if anyone's looking to get into the game and would like to have that removed from their minds, go ahead and cop a turbo controller to our community's rules and specifications. And it'll be a lot easier to not have to destroy your fingers. Because some of these bosses, when you have to move around them and like blow their faces up, can be pretty challenging for sure.
Can I jump in?
Yep.
Oh. All right, I just want to give a quick update that my brief roll around here is actually done. Our wonderful host, Tempest Mask, is here to take y'all home for the rest of this Metroid Dread run. And as an update, 3,751. So we're so close to Hot Dog Reporter. I know y'all can make it, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you very much, JPEG.
Keep a wave.
Hello, friends and fellow gamers. Oh, man. Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the party. How are you?
We have some Dread going on. I am doing wonderful, thank you. And Fortify, it's been a while since I last saw you in January.
Yeah, a little bit of a yeah. Been a bit is what I was trying to say.
What are you?
It's been a little bit of a bit.
So for those that do not know,
English is my first language, by the way.
I was actually teching the Metroid Dread run that Fortify here was commentating for at GDQ.
Oh, okay. We got some reach out here. Let's go.
Yep.
GDQ, for sure. Shout out Tempest. Hello.
It's good to be here, and it's good to be here on Planet Z. What's the rest of the numbers again?
CDR.
CDR, thank you. Sorry, I mixed this with SR388. Anyway, back to you guys.
Yep. You saw
Thank you very much.
Fort picked up an unknown pickup? I don't know. I forgot the words they used. My bad. Fort picked up an unknown something, and we're going to be cashing in on that later into the run. If you have any predictions, if you don't know Dread and you have any predictions on what it could be, please feel free to put it in chat. I'll keep track, and congratulations will be sent out later if you get it right. We're gonna head into the yellow Emmy zone here. Looks like we did get the good spawn. There's one spawn here that can be pretty bad. It's right at the top of the room, but there is no spawn.
Really quick,
like
I'm not doing the pseudo.
Okay, sure. Then we won't even. I'll give a small hint. So there's a reverse wall missile pseudo here we can do at the left side of the wall. He just crossed by. It's really annoying though. Pseudoing missiles as opposed to doing beams is very precise. So I'm glad that you didn't really go for it, because it takes a lot. When do you plan to implement it though? It's pretty cool.
Whenever I come back, like full time. Yeah, even then.
Let me know if you need help, brother. I got a smashing visual cue for it. I got you, brother.
All right, for sure.
All right, we're gonna go and get our bombs here. Notice there's a bit of a blue cold coming out of the door we just came through. That's because we turned on the lights, and there's cold rooms now operating in Dyren. Unlike Confusion, the Varia suit does not make us resistant to cold. Probably because we're more Metroid now than we are human.
Yeah,
so
kind of a choice, not gonna lie. But...
yeah, it's a little. I mean, I know people were talking about how like anti-continuity it was, but that's whatever. We're gonna see getting this missile here with our bombs. Love how MS puts like upgrades here. Here's the tutorial segment. If you can know how to use bombs correctly and place them mid-air, right? It's like indirect challenge there, and then you get the missiles as your reward there. Shout out to MS for the way they designed their puzzles here. And another one right here. If you shoot the floor here, all right, there's a middle missile down there. Unfortunately, we're not going to get it because there's another one right here. Dyren's full of a lot of these little funny pickups here. So, unfortunately, we can't go and get the intended puzzle solution. We're going to have to do the other one where we get it down here instead. Okay, that grapple block is forever lonely in this category. Okay,
yeah,
and now we'll see... Yep. Now we're going to see the Emmy is chasing us here, but we don't care. We're going to run right past it. That Emmy there runs really, really fast. I wonder which upgrade that could be. And you can just outrun it. So it is pretty much identical in speed to Samus's running speed. And that does sound a little scary, because it could just, on like a really flat ground, it'll keep up with you all the way in. But going down to Berenia here, we're going to get an upgrade soon. That lets us zoop all over the place. And one of the best upgrades in the game, in my opinion.
Oh, hands down. Yeah, that's... Yep. Wow.
But we're on a tram, so if we have any donos or any other announcements, now would be the time.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Let's get this thing started. We got a few, at the very least, that have yet to be read, so we will start with one free fix for $25. I had a blast hosting the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer run last night, and I know we can hit that $4,000 bonus run unlocked before the end of Metroid Dread. I fully agree, and I also want to mention that did go to the target of Phasmophobia bonus run with no evidence involved, and also to our Forewarned Dogs choice for that bid war going on, where the partner will either be a dog or a bird. If you are a bit more preferable to one over the other, please make your decision soon, because whether or not we get that hot dog run, Forewarned is not that far away. It is indeed the second to last run of the event. So if you are feeling a bit more strongly over one over the other and you want to see that thing sniped, well, let me tell you, you can contribute any number of cash that you would like to our wonderful charity, and as long as you select that bid war, then it will go to that, and you can also still select that Phasmophobia target, and it'll be fine, no problem. We also had Hyperion Skies with $5.61. Let's get the Hot Dog Reporter run. And lastly, Mel 1997. That's going to be one of our runners for the Phasmophobia run with $25. No comment, but thank you so much for your generosity.
Lots of donuts coming. It's been like 5 seconds. What are you guys doing? Keep them coming, though. I'm not complaining. All right. We just saw Fort get the flash shift. That mentioned really great movement pickup option. Lets us, with 3 charges of our Aeon gauge, lets us cross very big horizontal gaps, and that is the one we'll use for the remainder of the run to get through rooms quickly, to get around enemies and all that.
If anyone is familiar with Hollow Knight at all, or Hollow Knight speedrunning, it's basically the Mothwing cloak from Hollow Knight. Only you get like 3 charges of it, kind of a thing. The general rule of thumb is once we gain access, well, that was weird. Once we gain access to the flash shift, we want to be basically flash shifting on cooldown. And the general rule of thumb, once we grab our speed booster as well, which is going to be coming up, here, is that if we can clear a gap in 2 flash shift chains or less, then we want to be doing that. Otherwise, we want to be using our speed booster.
I'll see here. We're gonna use that flash shift very liberally to get through and get to the Berenia to Dyron Tram. Never seeing this one again, I think. Right? We used the other. Yeah, we used the other one. Yeah, we're never gonna be seeing this one. Lower Berenia. Goodbye. Never see you again. We'll be back in Berenia much later for a second pass through, and then we'll be back again for cleanup. So if anyone likes water levels,
Berenia 2.
we'll be there. Berenia 2 is a doozy. Hopefully you mastered all the speed keeps. You got everything? You got the true link or what?
Luckily, I'm not fighting Drog, so.
All right, heading back into Dyron here. We're gonna make a beeline for the yellow CU room now that we have access to it using the flash shift. You'll notice at the start of Dyron, there was that one pressure pad that Fort unfortunately collided with, and it closed the door on him. Using the flash shift, we can get around these and not have to worry about them. Just flash right to the end of that area. We're gonna see it coming up right here, that yellow pad. Goodbye. Well, that one was in reverse, but you know what I mean. And now we're going to use the flash again to just get past this huge gap, get past this one, and do a single wall flash, which is a lot easier than the single wall jump used for Kraid. And now we have the yellow CU here. This fight can be very annoying. This is in the speed run, this is pretty much the last traditionally fought fight until we get the speed booster and other such upgrades. So there's a lot of rinkas, a lot of bullets. They don't do that much damage, but it's basically like playing a bullet hell or Danmaku game. So quick shout outs to Toho.
Thank you so much, Zach.
I got you.
Oh my god.
All right, and this is the least scary enemy kill in the game. Fort's making it look kind of scary. Oh, this is kind of scary. Oh, what have you done, Fort?
I'm so
you just
good.
jinxed me. What is going on? It's not supposed to. He's gonna come from the left. Oh, he's not. Okay.
I'm so good. What the heck?
How did? What? What happened? It's not supposed to go like that. It's not supposed to be that scary. You were just hyping it up for the fans. That's all you were doing. You were hyping it up for the fans.
Oh my god.
For those who know about the quick kill here, you basically just shoot the guy in the tunnel, and he never gets the chance to play the game. I think Fort was just being nice. So we have a bit of a moment with the guy, but we got the speed booster as a result. Now we're gonna use it here immediately. Break through this speed wall block. And we have access to basically all of our main movement tools here. So now we can use everything we have in the pocket in order to go and run pretty quickly. We're going to see one right here, a huge speed keep, using an instant spark right there out of a store to just cross horizontally a little bit more and then cross it all the way up into a missile 10. But we're not done. We're going to store it here, use a flash to cover this gap, go all the way up again, do another airspeed spark, carry it all the way to the end of this, and then spark up this giant tower. Man,
God, this game's speed booster.
That was a lot.
Incredible.
This game's great. The speed booster, you can tell how dynamic it is. One more for the fans right here. A horizontal ball spark, and Fort wanted to press the B button at the end of that to get a spark bounce, which lets you go really high for no reason when you collide horizontally on the ground with a wall. We're gonna see it later though in Katar's cleanup, I'm sure. All right.
Yeah.
And we're gonna line ourselves up with this tunnel. That tunnel, if you play Hundo, you know how annoying that is. Very annoying. We're gonna break that speed block in advance. We'll be going there soon, but we have to come here first for this item. Otherwise, it would be pretty annoying to get this later, so we have to get it now. One of our first real detours so far. As you can see here, we have this broken already, so we can just go. And we're gonna be heading to Ferenia. We have time for pretty much anything.
Sounds like a plan to me, folks. Well, here's what I got to tell you all. I want to remind everybody that we are trying to reach $4,000 raised for Blue Path, our charity, right now. And if we do so, hitting this milestone will get us that hot dog reporter run being done by our very own Happy by 3. And I'd like to make it clear that I have been told that during some practicing, they have managed to get yet another PB, which means a new world record, apparently. I'm not quite sure what that involves, per se, but I kind of want to see it, and I know some of y'all really do as well. Now, we still need something close to $250 to reach that milestone. But I believe that we can do this within the time that we have given to us. And if you do too, !donate will take you to our donation link, our Tiltify page, which let me assure you that, of course, no matter how big or small, you can contribute to our cause. Any size donation is very much appreciated. And while we're at it, maybe I should tell you quickly a little bit about our cause. Bluepath provides autism service dogs offering safety, companionship, and opportunities for independence. Their vision is to be the definitive leader in autism service dog provision, transforming the lives of individuals, families, and communities. So if you'd like to help out folks that might need a helping hand in order to see a little bit of independence in their adult lives, well, I say we are definitely doing what we can to make sure of it. I mean, hey, a quick shout out to last year's service dog that we helped named, for crying out loud, Thunder. Y'all gotta love that, and I do too. So what can I say, y'all? Let's see what we can reach by the time that we hit that 100% here in Metroid Dread. And with that, back to you all.
Thank you. And a huge shout out to the cause that you guys are supporting once again. And here I'd like to mention, while we were fighting that robot, you'll notice that Fort was intentionally taking a lot of damage. That's not because he's bad, trust me. It's because we needed those iframes so we can run across the... Come on, Fort. I saw that face. Don't make that face. Come on, man. We got, we wanted to use the speed booster in order to shine spark the boss, such that we can remove half of its health instantly. Most bosses in this game that aren't programmed to have quick shine spark kills, some of them do, we'll see it later as well. Most of them take, if not all anyway, take half of their health instantly if they get hit by a shine spark. I think we know this from some debug tech that allows us to see their health bars and such. So we're going to be using those when we can, if we can, in order to remove the health and just quickly get rid of the bosses as soon as possible. Therefore, use 2 of them to get rid of the robot. And now we're going to be heading back to Berenia, the dreaded Berenia 2. Fort, are you excited? Because I know I'm not. Great segment of the game here.
I love Berenia 2.
I love Berenia 2.
It's so fun. Yeah. What? Berenia 2 to go. Yeah, Berenia 2.
Here,
we're memeing, but Berenia 2 is a fairly difficult section in basically all categories where you come across it. It's very movement intensive, and it's very easy for things to go wrong very quickly. So because of that, though, the faster or the better that you're able to get through it, it's very much a satisfying portion of the run.
Pretty much all of Berenia 2 is speed keeps. So if you like running really fast, this is the segment for you. And it extends slightly into Gavarin 1, which is the area after Berenia we're going to be going. We did open the way to Berenia 2, the upper portion of Berenia, by beating that quiet robot, as we call it. Rest in peace, Quiet Robe. Ooh, Fort misses a very finicky morph continuation for that speed key, but we're going right back into it with another one. Heading on up. Look at that speed key. Look at him go. And now we're going to be doing another one coming up soon, I think. Oh, wait, we don't do it here because of this guy. We hate this missile. I personally hate this missile. So this missile gives me so many problems because of that flash gate.
Yeah, missiles sucks.
All right, and now we're going to be going to the top portion of Berenia. Those of you who have played this casually, you might be excited for that Dragaiga boss coming up soon that we're going to skip. Sorry. We really don't want to see him. He's very boring. For our purposes, anyway. And now we're just going to go and do another pseudo here. This one we call a double turnaround, as is evident by the fact that he's sliding into the wall and doing a double turnaround. And for some reason, that lets us shoot through the wall. And we get to pick up the post-drog missiles here. And here comes the final speed keep of Berenia 2. We're going to take it all the way here, spark up the tower, and off we go to Gavarin. Now, if we have anything here, be
yeah,
a great
it's like
time.
A 4 out of 10 Berenia 2.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. So heading up to Gavarin now, this is where we see a huge acceleration in our combat power. Whoever at Mercury Steam decided to put these upgrades like this, shoutouts to you, but also I would like more time with the super missiles. So please, in the next game, please give us access to the super missiles for a little bit longer.
You ever
Really
done
like how the super missiles
you ever
are.
done the draw quick kill with supers? Shout out to Mercury Steam%.
It's so fast. It is so fast. I remember when we were trying to figure it out. It was so fast we didn't know how to do it because we would keep overflowing to the next phase. Ooh, nice recovery there. I was afraid you were gonna instant spark off the slope or off the ledge there, but using another spark there to get across the water gap. Otherwise, we'd have to do a trick called water bomb jump, which we already saw once earlier in Barenia. I will point it out the next time we see it, which won't be very far. Now we're gonna take another speed into this room and say a quick hello to this robot. Ooh, there goes half of its health right there. And now we have to shoot 30 missiles into its face. Any quick math in the chat? 30, double, 60. 60 missiles. That's a lot of missiles. So that right there, it's really important that we hit that spark there to get rid of half its health. Now we get to move on and collect our prize like 4 rooms away. Hello, Emmy Zone. And shout outs to the blue Emmy, which is on the right side of the room over there. We just didn't see it. Oh, there it is, up there. Hello. We're gonna be using our flash shift here to get across these rooms. I love the flash shift, man. Look at how smooth it makes these rooms, dude. And the best part about the flash shift is that the better you get, the smoother and smoother your flashes can be. Some of these rooms done really, really well by like our best of the best in the community. I love the flash shift, man.
Shoutouts to the super missile.
True. Shoutouts to Super Missile. We'll be saying goodbye to it pretty soon, unfortunately, but man, why didn't they just let us have the supers for longer? Come on.
That would imply having fun, and we're not allowed to have fun when we play video games.
Using the supers here, we get to open some of these missile shields. The super missiles are basically just locks in this game, for the most part. We use them to just open these super missile doors, and then never again, pretty much. Until we get the ice missiles coming much later. And by much later, I mean in like 3 minutes, but man.
Yeah, literally like 3 minutes.
We're going to be heading into Elon here. Shoutouts to Elon. Unrestricted never goes here. Unfortunate. But shoutouts to Elon. And if you have any time for any donos, shoutouts.
I'm certain on you are.
Oh, jeez. Well, at the moment, we do not have any current donations to be added, but that's no problem because I'd like to remind you folks that while we have to, wait, what am I saying? I think I'm getting my words mixed up. Sorry about that. Let me try that one more time. So, no donations at the moment. I would like to remind that while we are hoping to get that bonus run unlocked, I'd like to also assure you that we got just a little bit of time to do so, but of course, the sooner we get there, the better off we are. I mean, hey, it's kind of like that whole policy, you know, 30 minutes and it's free, except I guess it's being done in reverse. I think you all trying to get what I'm going at here, but, you know, I think we should quickly just talk a little bit about what you all are watching, especially for any folks that might be tuning in for the first time, in that case, hello there. You are currently watching Multithon, which is a speedrunning event that is raising money for Blue Path Service Dogs, a charity that provides service animals to autistic individuals. Multithon focuses on co-op runs, races, and games with multiple protagonists or helper characters led by the belief that we are better and faster together. And so, with that combined effort going on here, I'd like to remind folks that if you would like to donate to our cause, just go find our Tiltify link. It is currently pinned during the event, or !donate will bring it up on the chat. And of course, if you would like to contribute to any incentives, then you can assign your donation to both a target and a bid war of your choosing. And because there's not a whole lot of event left, I think that choice couldn't be any easier than it is now. So folks, I'd like to remind that we do have a forewarned bid war going on, which will determine the partner animal between a dog or a cat. I almost said cat. Bird. I literally had it right earlier. Something's up with me. I feel like I'm the one that's turning into a Metroid all of a sudden.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, go back up there for it. All
yeah,
right.
No, that'll basically do for now. Back to you, folks.
All right, there you saw the Chozo Warrior fight for the first time. We've upgraded from bots to robos, so though we will be seeing more robos later. Quite literally, we'll be seeing more actually. But those warriors are one of the prime reasons, as mentioned earlier, why we allow Turbo as an accessibility function, because blazing those down is really tough if you're not already an accustomed masher. So again, if you guys have interest in this speed game and you don't want to deal with that, Turbo is always available, and please ask around in the Metroid Dread main speedrunning Discord if you need some help picking from the market. And going forward there, we did get the Plasma Beam, our main damage beam for a while. We don't see a beam upgrade anymore for pretty much, I don't know, another 20-something or so minutes. Yeah, so we're going to get used to the Plasma Beam. Yep. Unlike in, I mean, actually no, very much like in other games, the Plasma Beam is very, very powerful. They penetrate all enemies. They do extra damage to machine enemies or electricity-based enemies. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're going with it. Does a lot of damage, and it also opens these Plasma Beam doors here as Fort nails the Gav Elon speed keep and then fails to grapple the ceiling. Oh, dude, you're supposed to get it back. You're supposed to mess up the first one if you're gonna mess up at all. What are you doing?
Please stop your yapping. I'm just kidding. I love you.
We got the use of the water bomb jump as mentioned earlier. That's the last major use of it. It allows us to store and exploit a state where Samus is available. Ooh, that's a bad spawn, but we get through. And lets us do a bomb jump in the middle of the water in the air. Normally not possible. And that allows us to skip the spin boost upgrade. And here you can see the blue CU didn't exist because we got to Shine Spark the shell that we normally use missiles for. So yeah, the yellow MECU is basically the last traditional ME kill we ever really do. Here, Fort is going to specifically speed booster out of the room after opening that top door the enemy just passed through on the way in. Shoutouts if you did see that. And this allows us to manipulate the enemy into coming up here much sooner and lets us start and complete the kill in like 5 less seconds. It's pretty good. Excellently done. That kill is really annoying. Unlike the yellow ME kill, which is very similar in how you do it, this one's really far. So if your sticks don't have very good circularity, it can be very annoying to actually hit the blue ME's faceplate there. But Fort gets it with very good accuracy, and we get the ice missiles by supers. Why?
I want to make a comment on that. Going into that CU room, that's one of the more rare spawns for the ice ME to be. It is obviously possible for it to be there, but if it is there, you have to be very quick about what you're doing with your charging up your speed booster. So the fact that I'm able to get it there and was actually able to use the spark into the CU is, I'm going to take that as a win.
Okay. Fort here using a very particular speed keep to get up to this power bomb. Otherwise, you would have to do a harder speed keep that continues all the way. And I'm serious, it's a lot harder. Lots of moving parts, lots of error inputs to spark by accident. Or you would have to do an infinite diagonal bomb jump or a series of slope climbs, which are all really annoying. So shout out to the Pulse Radar. Unless you're playing Mercury Steam %, which is a community-made category that allows us to, or not allows us, but requires us to get a lot of the upgrades in the intended order, but with the intended sequence breaks as well, we don't see the Pulse Radar in any speedrun. But for 100% NMG in particular, it is faster to cut through Pulse Radar and get it, so we can proceed on to the green TP. You'll see there Fort tried to do a crumble block skip in order to get that missile sooner. It does save time, but we will come back here later at the very end of cleanup.
It's a 2-second, yeah, it's a 2-second save in the cavern cleanup. So not a big deal.
So we'll be seeing this later. Yep.
It's funny, I want to mention that about the not being able to use Pulse Radar. The Pulse Radar, the default Pulse Radar button on the Switch controller, I have it mapped to something else because you don't ever use it in the run.
Yeah. Shout outs like, what was it, IGN, who is like one of the best upgrades in the game, the ones that we don't use. But you know,
yeah,
it is really good for those who don't know where to go.
It's a really good item in Samus Returns, but
yeah,
you get it first in Samus Returns instead of like 5th or 50th.
Speaking of the Pulse Radar, I wouldn't be surprised if many people use the Pulse Radar to get to see this portion of the game here. This is called Early Gravity. Dev intended to... What?
What?
Hello? Alright. Fort fails to hold down on his controller. I am never letting you live that down, by the way, because I know B-Dog doesn't let me leave it down.
My guy, I don't know what to tell you.
Just like you did right there? What's going on? There you go. We're going to go back into it.
It's a little something we called marathon luck, by the way, folks. It's not a matter of whether you actually do the input or not. It's the fact that the game is putting you on the spot because you are doing this for an event. We all feel it, and you do too.
Yep. So yeah, we get to use this to skip the entire Barania water park, which is very, very slow. And it's one of the few sequence breaks we actually use consistently across many categories that get Gravity Suit, in order to basically skip having to do like 2+ minutes, I think. Maybe I'm being too generous. Maybe like 1.5 or so minutes of cringe. And we just skip all of that underwater segment, and now we're going to be here getting the Gravity Suit. I saw someone earlier in chat mentioning the Dread Vari has nothing on the Dread Gravity. I would believe you, but have you seen the Vari suit?
Dude, have you seen the Gravity Suit? This is the best that the Gravity Suit has ever looked.
And suddenly I stopped listening to Fortify. Sorry, let's move on. We're moving on. We're gonna use our newfound water prowess and spark up the Barania Tower here and head right over to Frozen Artaria. Now, normally I'd not really explain this, but Frozen Artaria here is very, very important for the 100% category because it allows us basically to get our way over to the Screw Attack, which is in Artaria. Normally we wouldn't be able to get it. We have to go through a lot of stuff. Frozen Artaria, Frozen Cataris, a lot of this other nonsense. And in other categories too, it's made a resurgence for those who are curious. Any percent glitchless recently has been figured out that doing Frozen Artaria is faster. So we're going to see this a lot more in these categories for those who do want to get into the game.
Let's go.
Yeah,
maybe I'll run
any
glitchless.
GL has Frozen Art in it now. Yeah, it's like 8 seconds faster or something. But it allows us to do Z57, which is sick. I love that.
So good, actually. I love that.
I know, right? Frozen Artaria, one of the best parts of the game, in my opinion. Lots of really sick movement here, and I love that we get to see it in any GL now. Going forward, we're going to be doing another little optimization here. Carry a speed booster into the next boss fight here. There you go. And we're going to spark this robot on contact, a warrior. This warrior has a shield, I think. We're just going to ignore it. Just like that, and now it's Mash City. Just try to do as much damage on it as possible. It spits at us. We don't care. And Fort is going to take extra care to not flash out of this room, right, man? Hello? Be very careful to not flash out of this room. Yep.
Flash out of the room, correct?
No, don't do that. Okay, we're safe. The reason why we don't want to flash out of the room is because we come back to that room later in cleanup, and for some reason, if you flash out of that room, you keep the boss load times when you come back later, which is really weird. But since he didn't flash out,
darn it!
That was so close. That was one of the hardest speed keeps he almost connected. But we're just gonna start it up here anyway. But not flashing out of that room allows us to not have to see those boss loads again, which means that we save like 5+ seconds. So here we're going to go up and go to the Broken Emmy's room that we skipped at the beginning of the game. But we're not here to see the Emmy. We're here to pick up this item up here. And in the Frozen Artaria state, the Emmy does not function. But if you are curious, when we come back here, when the Artaria is unfrozen, we get, like, you can, if you want, come back and see this guy, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's the only time in the run where the Emmy is actually not active, which is why we take care of the cleanup for that section right there.
Fair warning, there was a gap there that Fort skipped over. There's supposed to be ice there, but there isn't because of the way we operated Artaria 1. And because of that, if you go into that gap, you will die. So don't do that, guys. However, community trivia, there is a category, a fun little category called hypothermia percent, which aims to actually die in that ice block or missing ice block as soon as possible. Ooh, Fort almost nailing a small little speed keep there to get up and do like a bunch of wall jumps up this tower. Fort, you gotta go back and do it again. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. You gotta go back and do it again. Hello? That's the wrong button, Fort. Where are you going?
That's the wrong button.
Go back! We got time for one real quick before we get to a pretty significant boss here, if you have any.
Let's see if you're really fast. It seems like we got nothing at the moment. However, I do want to say one thing's for certain. Hypothermia percent is probably one of the strangest category extension names I have ever heard in my life.
Yeah, it really, not gonna lie, it really is. But shoutouts to Hypo%.
I did petition to call it I petitioned to call it Samus Goes to the Fridge to get a glass of milk, or to die, I think is what I wanted to say. There's a Fusion ROM hack called to get a glass of milk, and I wanted to say to die, but that's a little grotesque, so we're gonna move on. going into this missile tank here that we left way behind. And you'll notice there's an eye door here. I wonder why that is. We're going to see Z57. For a lot of people, their favorite casual boss. We're going to make it look like Silly Putty. So here we go. We're going to open the fight by hopefully not getting the swipe attack, which he did. So, hopefully we don't get a second one. This just strictly loses time, by the way. There you go. And now we're going to use quick charges and missiles together in order to do as much DPS as we can, as quickly as we can, and try to not see the parry attack here. For is doing a pretty good job staying on pace. Ooh, that's a quad spit. What? How many spits did I just see? Anyway, we're going to be getting rid of these wall claws, tentacles, something like that. We're going to be getting rid of them here and entering the Flappy Bird segment. Shout out, what was it 2006? Is that what it was? No, that was too early. 2010?
No, it was like 2013. What?
Yeah, my bad. I have a bad sense of time. We're playing Flappy Bird here, except we're not. We're going to ignore it and get a speed booster here. There you go. There's Flappy Bird. And dead. Goodbye. That is one of the only dev-intended speed booster quick kills in the game. Hypothetically, if you could get there dealing 0 damage to Z57, you will one-shot it. It is one of the few bosses that you are allowed to completely one-shot with a speed booster. Try it out if you have a save there maybe, and you want to just see how the trick is like. Very, very sick kill, IMO. Now we're going to use the speed booster, do a long speed keep, get up the way whence we came that first time, and then go to blue TP back to Artaria once again, pick up our screw attack.
Yeah, the teleporters are very, very powerful tools in this game. Then like a lot of them, like this blue one right here, conveniently take you where you need to go. So we're going to be doing a trick coming up here. This is the only case of this trick in for 100%. This is called a ledge warp. Basically, I'm going to be storing Samus's position in a morph ball, and then coming back up to, and then rolling to my the next item that I'm going to be grabbing, the screw attack. Sad if you want to take it from there.
Sure. So the way we currently understand it is that Samus's human actor and morph actor are two different entities. So we're going to be morphing specifically into a ledge right here. And if we get the correct visual cue, signifying right there that we did the trick correctly, right now Samus, her human actor, is stuck mantling that ledge. So when we unmorph in the air facing the same direction she's mantling, we'll just go right back to it. And this is a no major glitch. This is not a major glitch according to our rule set. So we'll use it right there. Boom. Get right back up, and we get to save a lot of backtrack right away into another speed keep. Boom, boom, and up we go. And we're gonna use this to get. Ooh, you disappoint me. Get it again. Go back down. Get it again.
Okay, let me just go do that, my guy.
Normally we'd be ball sparking across this, which is a big reason why I want to keep it. But Fort will make it up to me later in Cataris when you get the E part in the lava, right?
Oh yeah, for
right?
sure. That's actually so easy.
Yeah,
it's the hard speed keep in the game, but it's easy, you know?
Coming back up to Raya Klein. Normally we never come back here, but for the purposes of Hundo, we are going to get here to get 3 items. One up there behind that super missile charge door, one down here under red TP, which is why we save this for now, because we have the gravity suit now and it's more natural to get as opposed to at the beginning of the game. And we're going to be doing another long speed keep to get all the way up back to Varia.
Oh, what? Okay.
Fort?
I'm bad? What?
Huh? You're not bad. The game just trolled you. No, it's the game's fault. It's the game's fault. Trust. You're perfect. I love you, man. It's the game's fault.
Aww.
You're gonna do another speed keep. This one you can't mess up. I'm sorry. You're not allowed. So we're gonna do another speed keep here to get through and store this speed, flash way over this, and then up spark.
Okay.
You know what? It just happens. Little spin there. Shoutouts unrestricted for the tornadoes there. And we're going to be getting this E-tank up here. For that is another speed keep we have to add to the table. Now I want some Scotty level speed keeps in Gavrin. It's time.
Justin Gavrin? Okay, that's fine with me.
Yeah, Justin Gavrin. How about that?
Okay,
and Gav clean up later. All right, you got me? You got me? Come on,
I got
man.
you.
Yes, I love this guy.
I think.
All right. Ooh, something you have to know about the screw attack in this game. Whenever you re-enter the screw attack state, even if you're in iframes, you will cancel your iframes and reactivate your hitbox. So you can, in theory, permanently bonk and trampoline on an enemy if it's immune to screw attack, which I think is pretty annoying. But it also means that if in any category you have screw already and you're fighting a Chozo robot or something, you could bonk off of it repeatedly. And I think the current record for most bonks in one set of jumps is 4. There is an elusive 5, possibly, but we don't know if it's real.
I've hit 4 many times.
No, 4 is so sick, and then you're like, oh man, there has to be a way to get 5 in here, but...
Where I'm just kind of sitting there like, huh? Game?
4 is really
Hello?
rare. Yeah, 4 is rare, and like 3 is usually common, but 2 is generally what you get because the game hates you.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on now, another TP into the Caterus side. We're going to be going up and taking another TP and getting some items along the way. This is a great time for anything that our gracious host here has to say, if anything.
Absolutely. I can at least interlude you with a little something about the mission of the charity itself. Of course, we are raising money for Blue Path, and Blue Path's expertly trained autism service dogs to offer safety and freedom to families, in which a Blue Path's service dog's primary role is to provide safety for a child out in public. These dogs are trained to prevent a child from bolting either into the street or away from parents in a crowded area, and they also provide children with much needed companionship, increased social acknowledgement from peers, opportunities for independence, and increased levels of confidence. Now, folks, if you are absolutely inspired by that little bit about our charity and you want to know a little bit more about what they offer, I am sure that if you were to check out their webpage, they can get you a little more information. Otherwise, I'd be also happy to give you all more to know about, such as how Blue Path's dogs are purpose-bred from their own breeding program or through partner organizations, and these special dogs possess superior health and temperament that'll give them the best chance to be successful as service dogs, which therefore enables Blue Path to help with more children and families all around. And I want to see us raise at least $4,000. We gotta at least hit that mark for this organization, because the more that we contribute, the more that they can help out. And isn't that always a great thing? I think so anyway.
Alright, going down here, we're gonna see Golzuna, one of the harder bosses, just in general, for anyone trying to do this boss quickly. We're gonna see Fort nail it though. We got it. This is called the triple spark with the perfect sparks. 1, 2, boom, 3. Get into his face. Get that speed right there. Do those spins as a celebration, and then goodbye, worst boss in the game. Just like that. One more for good measure. See ya to the Corax. Fort made that look really easy. It's not that easy.
That's very
I'm
tough
so
kill.
serious. It's
That's
really
a very
not that
tough
easy.
Kill, yeah.
Yep, even the most experienced runners will get here sometimes, then fail. It's really difficult to get it consistently, if anything. You'll notice here, Fort, again, not flashing out of this room, much like with the Artaria Chozo Warrior in Frozen Artaria. If you flash into this room, you're going to be eating a lot of dead time later on when you come back, and we will be using this room again to come back after doing all of cleanup. So really good to not have to worry about that. And here, Fort intentionally opening 2 of those slow-moving one-sided doors, again, because we use this room to come back and end the game much later on. So yeah, I mean, that goes in and went by so fast.
Yeah, right.
Usually it doesn't feel like it goes back fast. Time kind of slows. Like, I know when I'm running and I get to go yeah. Like, I know, like, when I'm running and I cut here, I feel like a JoJo moment. Just somebody just snaps their fingers and time slows to a complete crawl, and I'm sitting there facing off goals. You know, like those cowboy movies and the music starts and they're like facing each other. Oh, that's what I get sometimes.
Wah, wah, wah.
Is that a JoJo reference?
No, in my marathon. I'm sorry. I've never watched JoJo, so should I? Probably should, right?
I would definitely say so, and if not, try playing some of the video games. Actually, I'm not even going to deny the fact that the Golden Wind video game, or Vento Oreo, I believe. I don't know. It was the JoJo game for PlayStation 2, based on Part 5, well before the anime happened. I hear that's got a pretty solid speed run.
Ooh, gotta love those. You guys ever have those? What, sorry, go on. Yeah.
I was gonna just mention something about the game. So.
Okay.
We make a quick trip through Hanubia right here. Hanubia is basically the criteria of this game for Super Metroid enjoyers. But unlike in Super Metroid, we really don't see Hanubia for very long. We're really just passing through it very quickly in order to come back to Ferenia, so that we can grab our space jump as well as take care of some final and major items before entering cleanup. So,
we're going to be coming to Hanubia 3 times. Once again, as Fort mentioned, to get to Ferenia. Another time in order to get another upgrade that we'll be definitely talking about later. And then another time to end the game. Here, Fort's going to use a speed keep here to do... It's okay. It's okay. Do it again. I didn't see that. We didn't see that. These enemies, by the way, these little electric globs, they're so annoying. We're going to do it again. Coming very soon to a marathon near you.
Dude, why am I not
What is wrong with these cross bombs? They're not coming.
My cross bombs, yeah. Best item in the game, by the way.
Mid-air cross... Ooh.
Oh, I really tried the glitchless
So close.
strat.
Yeah. This is a little taxing on the hands for sure, so we're going to see, hopefully... Here we go. There we go. That's what he wanted. That slow spark upwards, if you're not careful to make sure it's a slow spark, you can get an instant spark up, just like Fort did 2 times. Completely understandable mistake. And the cross bombs, sometimes they want to come out because they're cross bombs and very funny. Shout out to Mercury's Theme for making cross bombs kind of inconsistent, but when they work, they work. So yeah, if you didn't do the speed booster tech there to get up quicker, then you would have to do a series of bomb jumps to get up. And those are really annoying, so we'd really much prefer use the speed booster instead. Another use of the speed booster here to get this top Ferenia Missile Plus, one of my favorite mini puzzles in the game. Really test your ability to recognize, geometry, figure out where and when you can store your speed, how you can continue your speed, and then bring it all the way up for a huge upgrade. I love Missile 10s. Really good idea. Like when standard missile upgrades give you 2, and then you have another one that's bigger, glowier, Missile 10s, I mean, I'm just saying. Might be the best side upgrade in the game, but going on, we're going to be cleaning up parts of Ferenia here while we're here. It's a little bit of a long trek to come back here later because of the way we re-enter Ferenia in cleanup, so we're just going to take care of the left side of Ferenia right now so that we don't have to come back later. Are we going to see Ice Fly, or...?
Yeah, I'm trying to try it.
Alright, we're going to see a speed booster manipulation right here. Going to give him a moment. Yeah, it didn't work, unfortunately. The idea here is to freeze that fly that respawns in a very particular place so that you can speed booster running technically in the same spot, but the game isn't sure if, you can move or if you can't, so it just says, to hell with it, we're gonna let you run in place for a bit. Shoutouts unrestricted for the glitch that lets us run in place. Hopefully we'll see that over the years as unrestricted gets more developed, but that being said, moving on, now that we've cleaned up the entirety of the left side of Ferenia, we're going to be going to the main part of Ferenia here, where we're going to hopefully not see the purple Emmy. Good, we didn't. Purple Emmy can be very annoying. Easily the most powerful Emmy in the game. It always knows where we are, always. No matter where we are in the Emmy zone, it already knows where you are. And if you get seen by its very, very long cone of vision, it can start chasing you immediately, and it can start shooting stun guns at you that go through walls, much like the Wave Beam. I wonder what upgrade this guy's gonna give us. Fort moving through really quickly, making great use of the space jump and the flash shift upgrade he made. Did you make the flash shift? I hope you did, so I can love you a little bit more. Making use of the flash shift upgrade in order to just blitz past these rooms as fast as you can. Fun fact, you're not supposed to have gravity here on your first pass, which is the main reason why we leave it for the for the more end parts of the main run. We have SQ here, a giant floating beetle. Remember how electric enemies are most acceptable to, I didn't mention for Screw Attack, but Screw Attack is very, very good against electrical enemies, much like the kind of enemies that the Plasma Beam is good at too.
I hope that
And
anyone who struggled with
user.
SQ casually feels validated right now.
Yes. I know the first time I was running this game, I was like, oh man, this boss really sucks. And then someone showed me the Screw Attack pogo kill, as we call it, and it changed my life. I knew I needed to learn it instantly. Really, really sick kill. Just immediately gets rid of it in pretty much record time. And now we're going to be leaving Ferenia, going back to Hanubia so we can start the cleanup process, but not before there's another boss in the way that we need to get rid of. So we're hopefully going to make very, very quick work of it. Fort almost nailing one of the harder speed keeps in Ferenia right there. He basically got to the part where the hard part and then just cleared it. So we're going to be doing a quick little item here so we don't have to come back. Cross bombs are very good. Yep, definitely good idea to wait here. I agree with this. Here we go. There you go. Should work. Now we're going to pull out this grapple block and head up into the item cleverly hidden, I guess. Kind of cleverly hidden up in the ceiling. Another E part. 4 out of 4. Say hello to another 100 energy. And then we're going to go and fight that boss mentioned earlier. Cross bombs can be placed in the room prior and they will extend their effects into the next room, which is why he placed a little bit earlier there. And we're going to carry a speed booster here, spark the gold robot, which has more base health than the other one. And then just mash our lives away to get rid of this guy. There you go. Remember, the speed booster, or the shine spark, does half damage. So whatever boss, whichever robot has the most health, you would want to use the shine spark on that. You can remove more flat health that way. Shout out to RPG games. They taught me about that concept. I'm just saying.
Folks, may I quickly interject?
Yep.
All right, so I got a couple of donations to bring to your attention. The first one is a $3.39 from Anonymous, writing out the donation tracker. Let's go for Hot Dog Reporter. I couldn't agree more. And then we also had another anonymous donation for $5. This run is fast and getting shorter. Let's hit 4K for Hot Dog Reporter. $5 donation train, anyone? Or $5 donos for more possible chance of seeing that speed run? I fully agree. Folks, this is a call to arms. I am requesting full participation from the chat, if possible. To all you lurkers, please wake up and let us see if you all are willing to join the train. Hop on and see if we can support this fantabulous cause. I am counting on you all to see if we can make this work. We are in the midst of this cleanup, so there is not that much time left. And oh my goodness, and just like that, we got a Hyperion Skies donation from $5.43, unrounding out the donation tracker again. Heart. Let's get these incentives unlocked. I couldn't agree more, Hyperion. Thank you so much. Folks, we gotta just get a little bit less than $235 to make that milestone.
I am so sorry to cut you off, but would you mind if I had a moment of silence really quick?
Absolutely.
Yeah, really precise kill coming up. Good luck. You gotta jump. You gotta jump.
I gotta jump, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Should be fine. Yeah, so that kill right there, it is as scary as it looks. Much unlike other Emmy kills in the game that look that are a lot less scary than they look. This one, you can only miss 4 of those shots, so that's why Fort requested that moment of silence there. Depending on how good or bad your controller
I very
might be,
much apologize for cutting you off from the donations. That is a very tough kill, and it loses like 40 seconds if you fail it. So
I fully understand. I fully understand, Fort. I totally get you. No problem whatsoever. That was the last donation that we have for now. But folks, like I said, we got a call to a $5 dono train to see that Hot Dog Reporter run. We just need to hit the 4K mark and it will happen. So to anybody within the chat, please let me know that you are here. Let me know that we can make this work. Come on, y'all. I believe in you just as my cohorts believe in everybody. I know it's going to be a little bit daunting, but remember, no matter how big or small your dono is, we appreciate it, and it's still, at the end of the day, going to a wonderful cause. So let's see if we just have what it takes to extend this marathon by just a little bit longer. And hey, if we do manage to hit that, you get to hear more of me reading donations. Which I certainly hope none of y'all have gotten tired of me yet, because that would certainly be a dang shame. I mean, if you have, I fully understand, and I will respectfully bow. But come on, folks, we gotta see this. I kind of want to know what this kind of speedrun involves. So why not start now? It's all a matter of the possibilities of seeing what can happen. And you know what I mean? I'm running out of things to say. I think I gotta pass it back.
Let me save you here, man. So we got a CU or an Emmy that we normally would have been fighting, but Wrecker's team's very mean, didn't let us fight this particular Emmy here, which probably a good idea. It's very dangerous. So we have a warrior fight here instead. You'll see Fort using storm missiles at the start of these phases here. Much unlike other warriors, the storm missiles are, parts of the game where we fight warriors. Here we have the storm missiles, which we received from killing Escu earlier in Ferenia, and they do a truckload of damage onto these guys. Get 3 locks on the warriors and let the storm missiles fly. That HP is going to go down pretty quickly. So that's another thing for any of you who are mash averse. Then you would probably want to use storm missiles very liberally in these fights to do a ton of damage, and they auto track, which means that you don't really have to aim either.
True. This is the official start of cleanup, and I would like to give a small flash and lights warning because we now have power bombs, which are going to be seen quite heavily in this cleanup section. So any flash and light sensitive users, you might want to be just a little weary in this section of the run.
Yep, those with photosensitivity or prone to epilepsy, please take this moment to, do whatever you need to do to figure out how to lower the brightness there. Like Fort said, they're very, very liberal here. So you really, it's so bad for us runners as well, because we have to be very careful what our powerbomb counts too. So we're going to be seeing a lot. So please be careful, take care of yourselves. And we're going to be using the speed booster here to pick up this another powerbomb. We're going to see another powerbomb here. I'll try to get some warnings out before they come, just to make sure. And we're going to be seeing another one here, so we can blow up and progress through to this missile. If Fort gets through here in record time. Yeah, wow, we got a powerbomb X here. So right there, if you don't get that powerbomb drop, you're going to have to farm again entering Ferenia. So very lucky that we got it there. Otherwise, we'd be entering Ferenia with 0.
Yeah, like Seth said, I would have to take a small, not a super time-consuming farm, but still a farm nonetheless to grab power bombs. So
yeah, the thing is with farms in this game, they're not guaranteed. With power bombs in particular, you can get scammed, and if you get repeat scammed, you can lose a ton. There are world record attempts that have been lost to power bomb RNG at the very end of the run. Shoutouts Carter Freak for the first main one, if I remember. Shoutouts Arcandy B-Dog.
I was thinking of Carter and Arc,
So sad. I hate powerbomb scams, man. But we're not going to be seeing them here, I hope. Going on, using another powerbomb coming up in order to expose a powerbomb upgrade here. Okay, and now we're going to go lower into Ferenia for the bottom right of Ferenia to get some items and also leave Ferenia. One of the reasons why we got that item in the ceiling, that E part in the ceiling earlier, is specifically because we don't have to go back now. Another powerbomb warning here. And hopefully these robots down here gives us powerbomb drops. There you go. We got 2. We got 3. Oh, we got 4. Oh. So on rookie mode, drops give double. So power bombs generally give 1, but since we're on rookie, we get 2. Speed keep here. Another power bomb warning. I need to be better on that. Actually, that's happening way too fast. I apologize. All right, and Ferenia is 100% completed. We will not be coming back here. Pretty much as this goes, Hundo cleanup is carefully constructed so that you never have to go back to an area unless you are forced to. So in this case, the only area we're going to come back to once we clean it up is Gavarin, because we need to go through Gavarin to get to Elon, and there is no other way out of Elon than to go to Gav.
Yeah, you need to go to Gavarin in order to hit a loon. A loon is a very quick cleanup, but then you just finish up Gavarin's cleanup as you pass through a second time.
We generally just clump Gav and Elon together as one cleanup, because that's basically what it is. Entering Barenia here. Barenia is pretty standard for the most part. We're going to be heading to the water park mentioned earlier that we skipped because there are some items down there, but we'll be back with Gravity Suit, which is another big reason why we don't want to go there earlier. We'd rather just go there with the Gravity Suit. If there's time for any donations or anything else here, that'd be great. Not much to do in Barenia cleanup.
Absolutely no problem with you there. We did get a $10 donation from Happy by 3. and it says, "Hey, hi there, newly minted hot dog reporter, world record holder here to once again ask that you help me show off this game on stream. It's so fun and has great movement, and you'll get a close anybody could win it rate kind of race. Plus the dev is in chat."
Wait, that's kind of sick.
Yeah.
Dev is here.
Yeah.
That's sick, yeah.
I wonder who it is actually. I didn't quite do my homework yet, so I'm gonna have to look into this one. I'm very curious now. But then we also had an anonymous $20 donation, which has now put us to $3,800. But then we also had a Princess Shortcake donation for 25. Hashtag let's go girls. So beyond excitement to hunt ghosties with my favorite ghouls. Heart. The Multithon hype is so real. Let's do a no evidence run about it. And that's actually a very good point, because for those that do not know, not only are we hoping to get Hot Dog Reporter, but Phasmophobia, the Galsmophobia showcase, will be our closing run featuring 4 runners. And let me take a look and see how that incentive is currently doing. But for now, back to you all.
Okay. All right. How close are we to the donut goal for hot dog?
Okay, so we are currently sitting at $325.43. So if I do a quick little bit of math, so luckily I have a calculator shortcut key perfectly inserted into my keyboard here. We're in need of $174.57 exactly to meet that incentive. So I say $5 donation train is a good way to keep that potential going. Or if y'all want to potentially up that a little bit, I mean, hey, any kind of donation train should be good enough to do it. I mean, folks, you've heard me say it once at least within a donation of my own through the Hardcore Uprising. I like trains, and I hope you all can at least satisfy that urge to see one leave the station right here, right now. So let's get it.
We've got 20 minutes left in the run, give or take, just about, for the rest of that to meet that, from what I understand. So please, come on, let's get it going. I don't even know what Hot Dog Reporter is, and I'm down to see that. You know what I'm saying?
We're entering Artaria right now. This is the section of cleanup that I like to personally call the warm-up section for the real show in Cataris.
True.
There's a lot of really cool speed keeps here that are, again, in my opinion, a good warm-up for the very extensive, very difficult speed keeps that are seen in Cataris. So.
All right. Coming up is a power bomb warning, I believe. So
yes.
For those, once again, please be mindful. Right here. And then it's just about, it's a bunch of backtracking. We're going to be going back to the right side of Artaria, but on the way in, we're going to do a lot of zigzags to pick up some items, just like this one. The affectionately referred to as Fridge Missile. Another speed keep here. These doors right here, if Fort did not, if Fort flashed out of those ribs earlier after the fight, he would be meeting some long loads here. We never really cracked that until one day, I believe Justin Zane did not flash out of the room for whatever reason, and then we just figured it out right there. So another power bomb warning here, please. Okay, laying the power bomb in the room before still affects the room after, so please be mindful of power bomb explosions. Getting
really cool
up.
Speed keep coming up right here.
Oh yeah, I love this one. I hate it in NMG, like any NMG, but I love it in this one. There we go. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Count the amount of jumps, please. 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. Boom. And then I think 6 full space jumps, 7 full space jumps going up. And we get to skip having to do a bunch of random nonsense to horizontally spark all the way across this. Very Zero mission. What I remember. I think Brinstar has one in Zero mission for a super missile. That's just like this one. Kind of.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, something like that, right?
No,
This wide beam block, we call them Pedros. I forgot why. I think it's a Seinfeld reference. To pick up this missile here. Seeing a lot of rooms that we normally don't see in other speedrun, in other categories for Dread here. Space jump is our best friend here. A lot of these rooms are so vertical, we never notice it until later and later. Another speed keep here just to get across this gap. There you go. And here we go. If we had what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was gonna say. Moving on. Going back up to the top left of Artaria here to pick up this missile. And now we're basically done with the majority of Artaria. So we're going to move to the right and clean up some of the items near the hot areas of the room of the Artaria here. Powerbomb warning here, I believe, to open this, unless you use a crossbomb or shoot it. Yeah, you shoot it. Okay, that's fair. Yep.
I'm still a boomer, so give me a minute.
No, I'm pretty sure that's equal.
You're supposed to use a power bomb, but...
Oh, it's not equal? I thought it was equal. Am I crazy? Oh, my bad. Ooh, get it. Yep. Sparking across the hot room here to get across. If we didn't have gravity suit, that would basically be mandatory, but it doesn't matter if we mess it up a little bit here. He didn't, but gravity suit is so broken. I love this upgrade. Is there a single Metroid game where gravity suit isn't like ultra broken?
I don't know.
Infinite damage reduction, no encumbrance in water or lava. You look really cool.
That is the end of
Artaria.
Again, you saw a lot of cool speed keeps in that section. They only get more difficult in Cataris, which is the area that we're going to be coming into right now.
Yeah.
There are 3 main speed keeps that I like to call the big 3 in this section of the game. I'll point them out as they happen.
Sure.
But yeah, that is they're pretty difficult, and one of them is the aforementioned most difficult keep in the game that I mentioned to Sat earlier. So.
Yep. Cataris is a pain point for a lot of hundo runners. It is the probably unanimously considered the hardest cleanup section out of any cleanup section in glitchless and NMG. Unrestricted is a different beast as it has different cleanup principles, but here it doesn't look that difficult, but it comes very quickly with the difficulty, and then it doesn't let up. Yep, powerbomb warning here. Okay. Fort, would you prefer if I toned it down for cleanup so you can focus, or?
No, you're fine.
All right, but using another speed keep here just to get across these rooms. Remember, if you can't go all the way to through the room with 2 or less flashes, speed boosting is generally superior. Going to wall jump off this and then wrap all the way back. Spark across this and do a spark bounce. Boom. Oh,
okay.
No! For my spark bounce.
I guess we don't get to see. Yeah, literally. I guess we just don't get to see it. Unfortunately.
Go back. Telling you to go back right now. What are you gonna do?
Captain?
Huh? Yep. The powerbomb upgrade here. There is a bit of a gap between now and another powerbomb warning, so we are.
I'm dropping one right now.
Fine there. Oh, you are? Okay. Oh, wait, that's kind of gas. Wait. I don't remember that. Powerbomb warning here, I think. Yep.
Took that from Justin, so.
Yep. You might as well lay it on the way down there, right? There's no reason not to. It's a good point.
Real quick, I got time to cut in?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we are getting closer and closer to the end of the cleanup and near the final boss of this run, folks. There's still not much time left, but we did, however, get a Quacksilver donation for $10. Multithon is good people. Hot Dog Reporter is good gaming. Grabbing a ticket for a friend as well on the dono train so we can extend this lovely marathon. Thank you so much, Quacksilver. That is one of our hosts, of course, and I think I fully agree when I say I want to extend this marathon, even if just by a little bit, and I think I definitely want to know what this good gaming involves. So, folks, please, we have to make that 4K milestone in order to see Happy by 3 showcase this game for the stream. I know people want it. I know people are saying it, so let's see it. I believe in you all.
Right, well, that was the first of the big 3, and I somehow failed it, so...
I don't know about somehow. These walls can be really annoying. Oh, what happened?
We just got a $100 anonymous donation simply saying, let's go, and that just put us a little over $3,935. We do not have you cannot get any more clutch than this, but we still need something akin to $65, and we are just about there. It's that close, folks. Come on, you gotta make some kind of chip in to say I was here for this, because we are close to that final blow. We can make it happen any moment. I know this can happen. That is a major generous donation. Whoever just gave that, thank you so much.
All right, so we're coming up. That was the second big speed keep, and I did end up getting it. We're coming up to the last of the big three, so I'm gonna ask for a little bit of some silence here.
Yep. We're coming up very, very soon. Lava, E-part, speed keep. Very, very dangerous if you mess up. There's a lot of consequences, including losing a ton of time having to do it again, so good luck for it. On our way in. Easy! Come on, close it out. No!
Wow, all right.
No! Just a little bit of too much hang on the way down. Fort's gonna try to recover it with a short boost here. Another non-major glitch using the flash shift and running backward in order to run forward backward. I know that's really weird, but it is what it is. And much like in Super Metroid, we get to use it to get speed boosters in gaps we normally wouldn't be able to. And so we get the E part. It's so sad that's where
I'm shocked. Yeah, I'm honestly pretty shocked.
I was convinced you had it. I won't lie.
I was too.
Yeah, one of the best and most satisfying speed keeps you could ever hit on your way in, learning this for the first time. It's also a big reason why Catalyst cleanup is so difficult, because the alternative to this would be to go the normal way, which is very long.
All right, so while we have the big three taken care of, I think I got another announcement to make after having read that major donation, and that is, thanks to the generosity of that hundo, we did indeed meet the Phasmophobia incentive, where our Galsmophobia runners will be doing a bonus run with no evidence.
Nice.
More content! Give me more content, please! All of you, please, share in that sentiment. We need more.
You want more? We just got one more. Exquisite Trash Club with $32 unbiased donation.
Unbiased. That was the end of Catalyst cleanup. So very tough, very difficult section, especially considering that basically every time you pass through Catalyst, you're not equipped to get many of the items, so it's the lowest percentage point. I believe it's at 29% when you enter it for cleanup, but we do leave it with 100.
Heading into the last three cleanup segments, from what I understand here: Dyron, Gavarin, Elon. So we're in the clutch now. Activate your fourth quarter gene, please. Figure this out. You know what I'm saying? Shoutouts to
Clutch player of the year.
I don't even know what the shout out is anymore. We're just that late into this run here. Finishing up Dyron cleanup. Gonna go back down here. We did gloss over this earlier, but when Fort was in this room the first time, he was doing a intended sequence break called early grapple, using the fact that if you slide off of a ledge, you get a brief window of time where you get to jump in midair, completely intended by the devs. For sure, anyway. I'm not sure if it's officially confirmed, but for sure. And we use it to get grapple beam early, and we're going to basically clear Dyron up from right to left. Another speed keep here. This is the main Dyron cleanup speed keep. Very nice, but we went up and not down because the cutscene is very annoying. That cutscene, we intentionally avoided that cutscene in the past by using a morph spark instead of a human spark, which is what happens when you the cutscene is what happens when you spark Inhuman, and I believe you're not allowed to change your direction at all. So yeah,
well, that would make sense because I was holding left right there.
It's the first time I've seen that in a very long time. That cutscene's so rare once you get into the groove of it. So here we go, moving on in to the rest of Dyron and the powerbomb warning. We're gonna be seeing like 3 more power bombs in Dyron, so please be mindful of yourselves.
Well, I already got this, so. Or I can just not insta-sport, that's fine.
Definitely go back for this, yeah. I hate doors. What?
Hello?
Why didn't that work?
Good question.
I hate doors. Just gonna keep saying this until the door moves out. What?
Huh?
Alright, one more, then we move on, yeah? Yeah.
Let's try one more time.
Okay. Yeah, this is, we have to clear some speed blocks anyway, so there's no reason not to do this. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Lay that power bomb. Break up this block in the ceiling. We have that store, so we can use it to get across like this. There you go. And then that powerbomb broke blocks in both rooms. This powerbomb here is blocked by 2 other powerbomb blocks. So we got to do basically triple duty with that speed keep there. Gonna pick up this missile using the cross bomb, which hopefully worked.
Oh,
Did we do it?
folks, we just hit $4,000 for Blue Path.
Nice.
This, I should probably look up what Hot Dog Reporter is. Like, what is Hot Dog Reporter?
Oh my gosh. All right, so status report real quick. I chipped in a $2.57 donation to try and round out our donation tracker, and I simply said it can't get easier than this. Let's serve up some delicious speed gaming while supporting Blue Path, y'all. But then our the coup de grace, the one that got us into it, graceful shutdown with $32.57.
Graceful.
Heck, Ramby, let's round out the counter. Unfortunately, that donation kind of did the opposite effect because I already jumped in with that intent. So, you know what?
Thank you,
I
Graceful.
don't care. We got the bonus game, folks. We are going to have Hot Dog Reporter by Happy by 3 right after this. So, y'all rocked it, ruled it, rolled it, and now we get our after course, our wonderful extra little meal of speed running for Multithon 2024, and I just want to say, y'all have made me a happy customer.
I honestly don't know what to say. Fort, do you have anything? I don't think I've been here for something that, like, huge. Like, ever. In any marathon. What are you? Hello?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. No,
Come
I'm
on,
alive,
man,
sorry.
fill the air. It's our turn now. Fill the air, man. Help me out here. Oh, man. Shout outs to Multithon for making all this possible. As we move on and finish up with the last segment of cleanup before we end the game, we're going to go and basically visit all the rooms of Gaverin that we didn't visit before. Otherwise, we basically visit all parts of Gaverin until now. So we're going to see, this room in particular, it's really annoying because these blocks are in very awkward spots in general. And you have to be hanging from ledges or using power bombs and also dealing with these worm enemies that come out of the ground. Fort tried to do a speed keep there, but it didn't work out just because of the enemies that come out of the wall. Here we're going to be seeing this room that we usually never see ever until cleanup. In fact, I know the first time I was running this game, I was convinced this room didn't exist. Like this one right here. I had no idea where one of the missiles were in Gaverin. It took me a while to figure out this room was even here, because what is the point? Why put it there?
Yeah,
it's so far away.
It's definitely a out of the way room, yeah.
Doing another speed keep here. We're gonna be heading straight to Elon, but before we do, one more Shine Spark for the fans. Heading back to Elon. This
You'll
is
notice at
probably
this
the
point-
only reason why I don't like you. Yep.
Valid, yeah. I mean, you're backtracking for 2 items, but this is you'll notice that we're now at 280 missiles and 14 power bombs. We're grabbing 1 missile expansion in this short little cleanup section in Elune, as well as the 15th and final power bomb. So, however, this is a note as well. This is by far the most extensive drop in use of power bombs. So just let that be known.
Yes, the Elon vents, as we call them, they're very, very powerbomb heavy. So, I mean, if you know, I'm not even gonna say more about that. Actually, please just take care of yourselves.
Yeah, they're being released like basically on
Off
command
cooldown.
right here. So,
yeah. There is something to say about it here. There are times where runners have gotten here somehow without like 7 power bombs, and they just get stuck here. Because you cannot progress through certain parts of the vents without power bombs, from what I understand. So yeah, definitely
It's
try to
happened
make
to
sure
me.
you have power bombs here. Yeah, it definitely happened to me before as well. And I had to try to come back here and farm those worm guys for power bomb X, and that could take so long. So as you can see here, moving through these vents isn't easy. Well, it's easy, but it takes too long. That's what I meant to say, really. Picking up our last powerbomb expansion of the game to fill us out to 15 out of 15, or 4 out of 15, I guess, but This is the last powerbomb we'll see in Elon. So take your sunglasses off. We're all good now. Using our final speed keep here to get out of Elon. Wave goodbye to... Some people consider this the worst area in the game. Wave goodbye to it anyway. There was a time where I called this the DLC area, honestly. Because, like, it just kind of feels like it was just tacked in here for lore.
Valid, yeah, it is definitely primarily a lore area because this lore, in lore in the game, it's where all of the X parasites are being stored or quarantined, I guess. Because Samus obviously comes to this planet for a reason. It's because supposedly the X parasites that she destroys at the end of Fusion are somehow still alive on another planet, and that's where they're all being contained.
Okay, heading on in for the last time to Gavarin. IMO, the best looking area, but we're gonna have to say goodbye to everything eventually. And we're going to just do another speed keep here just to get rid of this missile in the wall. And we're gonna see probably my least favorite item in all of Gavarin coming up. Hopefully, do you freeze this guy? Don't freeze it. Ego on it. Ego on it.
Sad.
No freezing. Aww. If you don't need to freeze this mushroom in order to get this, but it becomes very, very tight if you do, and sometimes you just miss, and you wonder why you didn't freeze it. Just trying to get Fort to lose time here.
And that's why I didn't listen to him. We're going to grab this missile expansion that I tried to grab earlier. Again, it's like a 2-second save to grab this right now, or earlier as opposed to right now. But not a big deal.
Yep. And you might be wondering why we're going to Hanubia to end the game when we are currently missing a missile. Because there are no more upgrades after this E part. Where's the missile? It's in Hanubia, affectionately referred to as the idiot missile, because a lot of people call themselves idiots when they forget about it right before they go to end the game. Me included.
Arm pumping, look.
Oh yeah, there you go. How many frames did you save with that?
A billion.
Idiot missile coming up. You'll notice why. It's right before the last boss in Hanubia, and it's very easy to forget, especially if you're like, oh man, I'm on pace, I want to finish this real quick, and then you just forget about Idiot Missile. You go up to the last area of the game, Iterash, and you realize you have 288. Going back down takes
or
like
273 on normal.
Yeah, 273 on
hard
other
drive.
difficulties, yep. Fun fact, that tunnel he upsparked into to get the E part, that's called Idiot Tunnel. For different reasons. In other categories where you don't want to go up there, sometimes you do because you miss. Like, you miss hard ceiling and you go up there instead. I think we've all been there. Alright, last little upspark of the run, heading up. And hello, Idiot Missile. My beloved. Oh. Why are you delaying me, man? There you go, yeah. Last
So
upgrade,
as of
and
now, we are now officially at 100%.
100%. Now, some of you might be like worried, like we didn't get certain upgrades, like we didn't get the spin boost, so how could it be 100%? Unlike other 2D Metroids, Dread does not count its majors towards the item completion, so all you need are the minor upgrades, and then you'll be able to get 100% completion. And now we just have one more little mash fest here to deal with regards to the Gold Chozo. The Gold Chozo, surprisingly, is not like the other warriors in that, besides the fact that it's golden anyway, it does percent health damage, which is really cool. I haven't seen that for Metroid pretty much ever.
No, I love that it does percent health.
Yeah, depending on certain energy tank thresholds you have, the amount of damage it does changes. So if you have
And
less
that amount of damage is
less.
increased on hard mode. So
You have that percent health scaling, and then you double it in hard mode. Imagine the terror you feel when you're on 100% completion and you get hit by a spit and it takes like 8 tanks.
yeah, that's hard mode for you. All right, we're coming up to
Cleaning up.
Iterash right now. One more speed keep before one more power bomb, and then the final boss of the game. So time's going to be coming up in about 4 minutes.
3, yeah, something like that, right? There are a lot of nuances to this fight. I am going to try to keep it very simple. But we do have a little bit of time to squeeze anything in before we get there.
All right, sure thing. Well, Graceful Shutdown did come up with at least one more donation of $1.43 to actually round out the donation copium. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Graceful. I love you.
Heck yeah. And it turns out that Exquisite Trash Club, who did donate the $32 donation, is indeed the developer for our upcoming bonus run of Hot Dog Reporter. So very big shout out to Exquisite Trash Club for the totally unbiased donation that helped us make our way to the 4,000 mark. Y'all rock, and I just want to say, heckin' awesome effort right here on St. Patrick's Day, where I couldn't be any happier to see all of this green raised for Blue Path. I mean, heck, I'm even wearing green right now, so it is the best time to have put together all this green for such a wonderful charity.
All right. Just to recalibrate here, we do have Phase 2. Fort made very, very, very quick work of Phase 1, getting the best possible RNG, and now we're on Phase 2. The name of the game is just to shoot missiles at Ravenbeak as much as possible. You notice at the start of that phase, Fort was hugging the left wall. That removes an attack from Ravenbeak's pattern, does not work on the right wall, and it allows him to dodge the machine gun fire by meleeing into the wall and holding the low pose from it. Here, he's going to use a technique called Void Cross in honor of GSM Void, who popularized this DPS method, where you alternate between 2 or 3 missiles and then assign to cross bombs. Each hit of the cross bomb does 100 equivalent damage to an ice missile. So you're basically fitting an extra ice missile in between instead of ice missiles. That was a very good fight. Fort likes to call a fight where you don't hear the choir start blaring in Phase 3 a choirless fight. It's a term he coined himself.
I coined it myself based on a trick known in from Donkey Kong Country speedrunning that's called pianoless in one of their levels. So,
all right, this is the hardest boss in the game. Don't die. It's really hard. Wait, are you? I'm a little sketch. Are you sure? Like, I'm not even trolling. Are you? Are you sure?
Positive, yeah.
You good? Yeah, I go earlier than that. Man. Oh, that scared me, man. I go earlier than that. You can start shooting with the Hyper Beam as soon as possible. It takes a charge up wind up time. However, he moves slower when you're hitting him, and he has a finite amount of health, so you want to do it as late as possible. Fort did it around like a quarter of a second later than I usually do it. I get really scared by it personally, for other reasons as well.
It's the unrestricted in you.
Yeah, the unrestricted in me. Dude, I hate Ravenbeak X. I hate him so much. I'm sorry.
I'm going for Arc Spark if you want to explain that.
Oh, yeah. We have one of the harder speed keeps in the game generally, Arc Spark, coined by Arcandy, or from us to Arcandy once he made it. It's an escape speed keep, one of the 2 real escape speed keeps here, so we'll see how it is. It is a little bit tough, so I'm going to give Fort some space to make it happen. It's coming up as soon as he drops down here. Right, yep. And Arc Spark is completed. Time is coming very, very soon. Keeping that speed all the way to Up Spark over here. And Fort, get ready to call time, brother. This is all you.
All right. Time is coming up as soon as I lose control of Samus. That is time.
What do we get? What do we get? What do we get?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have a timer up.
All right.
Come on, boy.
All right, hang on. We're just gonna have to wait a brief moment there. Your final time, to my count, is 1 hour, 54 minutes, and 29 seconds.
I've never seen a 155, and I never will.
Very nice by Fort. Dude, congrats all around. Congrats to Fort. Shout outs to the Multithon chat. Shout outs to our 2 beautiful hosts. Thank you for making this what it is. I'm glad to have been here, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for having us. Thank you for allowing me to showcase what I feel is the best category of this game. By far, one of the most fun. And thank you again to Sat for offering your, as usual, amazing commentary for the run. And shout outs to Multithon again, and shout outs to all of the donations. Shout outs to 4,000 for Blue Path.
4,000. That's 40 bands right there. Okay, but Fort, did you get 100%?
Oh yeah, I gotta check that. Hold on.
This is just an inside joke. We have a little inside joke here about 99%. So, did you get hundo? We don't celebrate yet.
I gotta check.
We're gonna have to do this again. I don't know if they'd like that, but I'm gonna make you do another one if you didn't get 100%. So, pause.
All right, we're good.
There it is. We're good. We're done. It's over. 100% any 100% no major glitches. Brought to you by
100%
lolFortify. It technically is 80%. It counts, man. It counts.
Thank you again, once again, to Multithon for allowing this run. Thank you again especially for the very quick pivot to a solo run from the race. I want to give a very, very special shout out to the runner that I was supposed to race. Shout outs to rootorigin, just Root. She's a very, very amazing runner, very fun person, and I am, while she wasn't unable to race today, I'm always very fond of our races. She and I are very, very close in the community and in our times in the game. So shout outs to Root.
Yep, for sure. Anything else we need to get out of the way before we pass it off for Hot Dog Reporter, which when I looked up,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty stoked for Hot Dog Reporter. So
apparently it's on sale and it's very well loved by its developers. So I might copy it right now, honestly. I'm just saying.
Oh, heck yeah. I couldn't think of a better time to jump in on that train, because I think it's still listed as an early access game, which can only make me wonder what the heck the full version will be like. But Fort, again, it was a pleasure getting to help with a run that you were involved in, and of course, that being Metroid Dread. What a fantastic showcase, and I gotta say, I am all for it. And I actually got to play this game stinking soon because my physical copy is just collecting dust at this point.
Yeah, I mean, 10 out of 10 recommended. It's a pretty good game.
Oh, for
if
sure,
I do say so myself.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, folks, while I eventually have my own Metroid woes to worry about, we got ourselves, of course, a little something to keep in mind. That being the bonus run coming up right soon, and then not now, but before you know it, I'm sure. So as we are getting set up, don't touch that dial. You are watching Multithon 2024, and we will be right back.